Heidi Ho Stampers. Today I'm going to show you what I call the watercolor splash technique. It's a lot of fun. It's done with watercolor paper and reinkers. Today I'm going to use the sketched birthday party set, and I've done this before with the Wetlands stamp, and I've got that on my blog, so you can see this card and how it was done on my blog. But for today we're going to use the sketch birthday party and a few embellishments and just show you how fast it is. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need is our watercolor paper, and I just have a piece that I cut down to, I think it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and your aqua pen filled with water, and I have a palette of reinkers. Now on my card here, I'm not a brights person, but I'm just loving these this year. It's Bermuda Bay, Melon Mambo, and Daffodil Delight. So that's what made the card so bright looking. What I'm going to do first is to make sure that my aqua pen is clean, and I just do that by squirting it out into my palette. You want your aqua pen to be very wet, because what we're going to do is we're just going to wash the back of our watercolored paper. Now you do want to use watercolor paper rather than Whisper White or Very Vanilla, because it is a technique that you do need an absorbent paper, and that is our watercolor paper. So while this is nice and wet, you're going to take your first color and you're just going to dab it in there. And if you want, you can take and kind of move it around a little bit and just watch it dissipate. You're going to take and you're going to clean off your pen, and you can do that by just squeezing the aqua pen and making the water clear. Okay, so once it's clear, you're going to dip it into the next color and do the exact same thing. You're just going to kind of dip and dab. Okay, the dip and dab, I guess. And then next, what you're going to do, make sure your aqua pen is clean, and you're going to take and dip it into your next color, and make sure it's nice and wet. All right, and you're just going to take and you're going to lay the color around. You can do it as light or as dark as you want. If you have pools of reinker, then just take a Kleenex or a paper towel and just blot it up. So this is going to take a little time to dry. If you want to hurry it up, you can blot it. It does lighten up the colors a little bit, but you can take and you can blot it like this, or you can take your heat gun and blow it so it dries faster. Once it's dry, I'm going to get my StazOn ink. Now on this one I did not use StazOn, and you don't need to use StazOn. This one I used Early Espresso, but on this one I'm going to use StazOn ink because I wanted the contrast. You're going to take your StazOn ink, you're going to take your stamp, and again this is from Sketched Birthday. You're just going to ink up your stamp, stamp it down, and you do not have to color your piece. This is ready to either be punched out, you can take and you can cut it out, you can do just about anything. On these two right here, what I used was, on this one right here, I used the striped background, but I used the striped background, I flipped it over, and I used it again with the striped background, and that is the difference between these two right here. This one has a diagonal pattern, this one has just a striped pattern. It's the same embossing folder, I just flipped it over. I used my 2 3/8 inch scallop punch. I used my 1 3/4 inch scallop punch. I added some pearls, maybe went a little bit overboard on that. The bitty banners was used to cut out the birthday saying, and then I just added this flag, don't ask me why. Here I used Dazzling Diamonds glitter and crystal effects to put a little pizzazz into the little candle top, and down here I used the Apothecary Accents framelit to cut out my details right here. I added some rhinestones, and that's about it. It's a fast card, it was a fast video, and it just is fun, fun, fun. So I hope you enjoyed my post. If you want, hop on over to my blog. You can see more inspiration over there as far as samples and just some good ideas, I think. So have a good day and take care.